No matter where you look online, there he is, Mr. Gary Vee. And today we're going to talk about how Gary Vee has revolutionized marketing and how you can learn from his same example. Stay tuned. First, we're going to talk about how to be everywhere. Then we'll talk about how to consistently generate high value, high quality content. And then we'll talk about how Gary Vee leverages his community and how you can do the exact same thing in your business as well. So stay tuned. Oh, Gary Vee and the Art of Being Everywhere. That is a book I would love to read, but let me simplify it for you guys. Gary Vee and his team take a multi-platform approach to their visibility. That means they don't just focus on a single platform. We've heard a lot of teachers and a lot of online marketing coaches talk about making sure that you focus on a single platform, build up that audience. That is the most important thing to do. And then once that reaches like 1 million, then you can go on to other platforms. But honestly, how many of them have a million followers on that platform anyways? What I really like about Gary Vee and his team is that they look at every platform, trying to be on every single platform. Every new platform that pops up, there's a new member of Gary Vee's team ready and willing and fully responsible for producing content for that platform, learning that algorithm, figuring out how they can leverage every single feature of these platforms, how they can convert people platform to platform, how they can regenerate and generate conversation and engagement. It's a beautiful thing. So look at your multi-platform strategy. What platforms are you on? How are you creating content for that platform? How are you really engaging in those communities? The thing about Gary Vee and his team is it's a team. It's a huge team of people behind him. So maybe you're a solopreneur, maybe you're a very small business and you don't have 100 staff to be able to be on every platform. Well, you can simply get your VAs to create some of this content for you as well. Remember, you can hire out a lot of these tasks. So look at your multi-platform strategy, figure out what platforms you're on, figure out how much effort are you actually putting into these platforms, where you can put a little bit more effort and energy, where you can create a little bit more content and start to build that be everywhere strategy. I want to know where you guys are. Drop in the comments below. What platforms are you on? What platforms are you questioning? What platforms are you looking to expand to? Drop those links down below. Drop your handles down below. Let's connect on all of these platforms. You can find my contact information down in the description as well. So have you ever watched like a hamster or a rat or a mouse run on one of those hamster wheels? And they just keep running and running and running and running and running and running until they're absolutely exhausted and they get nowhere because they're just stuck in that same cycle over and over and over and over and over again. Well, that is the worst place to be as a business owner, as a coach, as someone who wants to share your message with the world. So how can Gary Vee and his team help us get out of that rut, get off of that wheel, and start actually making progress towards our goals, towards our community building goals, towards our engagement goals? Well, it's really simple. Stop trying to focus on creating all of these big, finely produced pieces of content. I don't mean scrap the quality altogether. What I mean is look at your content strategy. Look at what main pillar pieces of content you're creating, like those main feature blog posts or YouTube videos. Maybe it's your podcast or an interview that you do on a regular basis. What are those main pieces of content that you create? Then I want you to look underneath each of those pieces of content and list off all of these smaller derivative content, everything that's made or inspired by those main pillar pieces. Say, for example, you do an interview on your podcast. Fantastic. Great. There's a video or there's a podcast episode out there. Now, to drive more traffic or to drive more interest or to fill your community with more information, what you can do is take quotes from that interview and turn them into graphic posts that you can post on your different platforms. All right, so we got that kind of micro content. We can also create a video clip out of that podcast episode and post that on our platforms as well. So we have audio original, we have graphics, and now we have video. We can also then take that interview and transcribe it. So we have text. We now have a blog post. We now can create multiple blog posts out of that content. Say we take out certain quotes and we write a blog post that's reflecting on that quote or that micro part of the experience. We can also create little memes and little graphics and little funny clips and little GIFs or GIFs or whatever you call them. We can create all of these different smaller pieces of content that take less energy from us and are really easy to assign to a VA or to an assistant or to a freelancer. We can hire someone on Fiverr, or we can hire someone on Upwork, or we can have someone on our team producing that content. So taking those pillars and creating different types of micro content underneath them is a way of taking one main big project and being a heck of a lot more visible with it. You know what helps you get more visible? Hitting the subscribe button. Just try it. Just hit that subscribe button. Gary Vee is a marketing genius for all of the reasons we've already talked about, but also because of the way that he's able to leverage his community. So what he does is his team creates those big micro pieces of content. They go through, or the big macro pieces of content, they go through their micro content process that we just talked about. And then what they do is they put that content out into the world and they watch how the audience reacts to it. They look at those pieces of engagement. They see what user-generated content comes out of it. And from that user-generated content, they're able to take the funniest pieces or the pieces that created more engagement on those platforms, and then they repost that stuff. It creates this beautiful community-based cycle. It asks our community in a very subliminal way to participate in the discussion, to participate and create this dialogue. And it reinforces this beautiful, beautiful dialogue between your customer and you and your brand. It's a beautiful thing. So I think you guys should do it. Go create your micro content, right? Your podcast episodes, your YouTube videos. Create the micro content that's underneath all of that. So chop up that big piece, create the micro content, put that out there. Watch for engagement. Maybe at first you're not going to be getting user-generated content, but you are going to see people liking and engaging with specific pieces that you have put out there. With that, once you see there's a little bit of engagement, even if it's only a couple of likes or a single comment or something, once you see that people are engaging with certain pieces, create more of that stuff. Stop creating the stuff that's not getting you engagement. Start creating more of the stuff that is. Continuously test this. Once you start to get more engagement and you start to see your audience really, really deeply engaging with this content, create more opportunities out of those discussions and those comments that you're seeing. Answer those questions. Create content off of the questions that are asked in the comments. Whatever it is, look for those opportunities to allow your comment section and your users, followers, and viewers to actually help you create that virtual experience, is what we talk about in the Stream 360 process as part of visibility hacking. But what I want you to do is go create that macro content, that micro content, and watch for your engagement. Build your next level of content off of what your users are actually engaging with. If you want more strategies like this, I highly recommend you hit the button down below, or hit the link down below, I should say, and join us for the Visibility Hacking Secrets Training Vault. It's a whole bunch of videos, absolutely free, to help you level up your influence, your authority, and your income online, because small businesses, because coaches, because entrepreneurs with a vision, visionary leaders, demand to see the world a different way. They have a message that they need to share. The world needs to hear it, and I am here to get that message out for you. So click the links, watch these videos, and I will see you in our next one.